All right, coming right back at you with Turbo, and we don't play Sacrifice. You know what I love about these team modes? The names are always just a constant source of entertainment and inspiration. Uh-oh, did I lose you? What happened? Oh, no.
No. That's me. That's me. I forgot I hit my mic button, my mute button. So
all my hair was about to turn gray.
No. No, but yeah, I enjoy the team names. All kinds of interesting things to do, and it's always good to get a laugh out of it, right? That's my theory on it. You get a good laugh out of people. It's always fun.
And actually, you usually have a team like this who isn't usually a team, but they're playing in the other tournament and they decide, hey, we're all here, we might as well play. And I always think it's cool that they wear it on their sleeve. It's like, all right, we're not expecting to get much out of this tournament, but it'll be cool to play, cool to see what happens, cool to play together, cool to get into this game type, and I think it's cool.
Yeah, absolutely. In the end, it's all about having fun. It's a game.
Exactly.
Have fun, and just play with your friends or whoever. And it's not all about winning all the time. Obviously, winning is better than losing and more fun, as we all know. But in the end, you don't have to win the whole big thing and be super. You don't have to be super pro to have a good time and have fun.
All right, but it looks like it's going to be Burial Chamber for their first map here as we get rolling. And it's cool to see Riggs here. I've seen him play in a lot of different modes over the years, and seeing a lot of these players kind of calcify themselves into a game type or into a team playing for this $1 million prize pool is really neat to see, as we're still in beta. There's still a lot of Quake Champions coming our way, but this is a hell of a way to start off with a bang.
Yeah, definitely a good way to kickstart things. Like you mentioned, it's just beta. Things are going to obviously change in the future a little bit and be some tweaking, but it's a great start in my opinion. I'm just enjoying the game and these great matches we're seeing, especially in Duel. I just can't get over all the changes. It's just interesting how it all worked out, because when you read about things on paper and then when versus playing it, right? At first you're a little like, visor, huh? Wall hat, and then but when you actually play it, you're like, actually, you know what? It's not bad. And when you compare it to everybody else and how all the champions are different. As we've seen, it adds a different layer to the game.
All right, so just barely getting into the bracket and just barely getting into the overlay. We don't play Sac versus Turbo up here. And we haven't seen Turbo play today, but this is a great chance for us to observe both of them. They've gone through some of the paces to get here to the quarterfinals. But we're currently watching Riggs here. We have the soul going away, but I want to see what he does. Trying to, catch everybody in the back as they're trying to chase the soul carrier before he gets back over to Obelisk B. But it's going to happen, and it's going to start the run for Turbo.
Yeah, always a good start. Always good to get off to a start like that. Just getting control of everything and taking it to your site. And it's already ticking up for you, and you just start gearing up for that first power up. Because if you do a good job on Sacrifice, securing, and defending right away, and you can defend all the way through that first power up, I mean, you're gonna have a huge lead.
All right, so Witchcraft getting a little bit of a pickup here, and actually this is a really solid play out of him so far. He hasn't really been touched. He is going to be found down by the soul spawn, but moving through the map, he's not really taking all that much damage. He's able to get back to his own obelisk and start getting some points for We Don't Play Sac, who are indeed right now, as we speak, playing Sac. Jeez.
Nice nail gun work.
3 frags with a nail gun. You don't see that too often, but yeah, there it is.
Nope.
Witchcraft really pulling out the voodoo for sure, as they're starting to catch this back up. 23-17, and it's getting tighter all the time. Witchcraft is going to be mostly by himself on the defense. He's wanting to push out a little bit to the railgun, knowing that as players move from there, it's going to be incredibly dangerous to let them have all those weapons up there.
Turbo setting up for power up right now. Riggs got a nice position.
Wow.
Okay, I came right through the teleporter on him.
And there's the quad taken on down and trading hands a few more times. The focus goes off the soul just for a moment, at least for most players, as we have Riggs once again with the quad in hand. The soul's going to be taken out, and Riggs is looking for the escort play. Actually, he was looking for the prevention, but he's not going to get it. X is going to be nixed on down. Jeez. Absolutely nasty as Mav, once again, and we saw him play a Duel last night, is going to be taken down and trading off the soul. Yep.
Yeah, we'll be watching him tomorrow too.
Yeah. He doesn't get a break either. All right, 2 Elite has exactly 2 health. We'll see how elite that is, as it is just a mosh pit down here on the doorway exit. I guess they're all doorway exits, but that one is more doorway than most.
It's just getting crazy. Sometimes, you know, the craziness of Quake, when everybody needs an item or that's in a certain area, and you see all the bodies jumping in, and just this constant dying over and over again.
Somebody's going to get it for sure, but Lava is now on his way back in. You know, slowly. He's a scale bearer. He's not what he used to be, but it's going to be Witchcraft getting the finish in to get the soul in. And beautiful rocket jump to get back up to the top and get in a beautiful position to rain down the rockets on Riggs and everybody else. But coming through that that choke point, he's not going to be long for the world.
After the you know, initial start, if you consider the start from Turbo, you know, where they got a decent, not a great lead, but you know, just something to build off of. You know, it's been really turning around for We Don't Play Sacrifice.
Yeah. X was knowing that it wasn't going to be safe to go back to base, so he was trying to hold down his ground a little bit to make sure that it was safe before he went in for the capture, but it never quite turned out that way, as 2 Elite is going to be running it back and getting some nice speed boost from that shotgun, as he's going to be getting it back to point A and helping things along for We Don't Play Sac.
Nice. Let's see who got the power up here.
Actually, yeah, let me switch over. It's going to be Mav with a pretty quiet protection.
Yeah,
I mean, he's got to get a lot of health to be able to use it, so he doesn't want to get in the fight right now. Big Armor's going to be coming back up. Oh, but that rail knocks him off. Oh, and that power-up is completely gone.
Geez. Again, the comedic moments in Quake. That's just, oh, you know, you got protection, looking good. Seems so quiet, right? You know, I'm just going to strafe jump over to this armor, and it's like, no, I can rail from side. Oh, guess what? I'm off the map. That's just fantastic.
If only he double beat left instead of right. Jeez, could have gone so different.
And see, I remember we were talking about the psychology and tilting moments in Quake.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, can't let it get to you.
We're going to have to see if that's one of those moments for him, as we have Turbo now once again moving towards the lead here as far as points go. I mean, B is going to be difficult to attack. You can see that everybody in Turbo's in a pretty good defensive position. We have what looks like a railer back up top. So Mav's going to be looking for a rocket launcher of his own, catching a Sorlight down here. Jeez. Nasty damage, but he's taking a little bit of that spit himself, and he can catch, or catch up rather, with everybody going in for that attack. Pineapple down. Mav is in a great position to do some more damage there, but it's not going to happen. I'm Cool is going to be totally hot on the frags.
You know, We Don't Play Sacrifice. You know what they're probably thinking right now, it would have been nice to have a protection carrier for a little bit.
If only they played Sacrifice. Yeah.
If only. Let's try to stay on the map next time, you know?
But it's going to come up here in 7 seconds. I mean, that being said, they did get it. It wasn't challenged by the look of it. But there's the quad taken away by Riggs. He's going to be in a great position here. Oh, but Lava with the scale bearer play is going to be rushing right over and running him down. That's going to be the quad going back over to Pineapple. The Soul's going to be heavily in play here, but Pineapple's looking to clear the middle atrium and clear the way back over towards point B.
Yeah, looking to close out this round right here. Decent amount of quad left, so as long as he can get support, he's probably going to get knocked down, so his teammate needs to be there to pick this up for him.
Nice. Nice rail from Lava there. But X is going to be picking up the last few seconds of that quad. And nobody wants to be in the room with that quad nail gun. That's 80 damage per nail. But that's 98, 99% as X gets maybe the last couple frags. You know it's going to be Lava getting the frag, but he's got to get in position to have the grab for the Soul. And it's going to be X spawned fairly far away from it, and you can see everybody rushing for it. And it's going to be 2 Elite stopping that play at 99%. If he can get out of this alive, all 50 health, it's not looking all that good for him. It's going to be picked up by Pineapple, who still has to run it back in, but you can see he has 2-3 opponents trying to prevent him from doing so. But I'm Cool, as a clutch, is able to dash right back into it. It's still contested. Needs to get taken down. It's going to be both of them. And we should have that Soul stolen away by 2 Elite. They're keeping the pressure up. They're keeping the trades going.
Staying alive somehow. Somehow just staying alive right now. They can, I mean, I've seen it happen. I've seen 99%, you know, losses. So, but it's up to them to get it to their area and won. And even if they do, there's power up in 20 seconds.
Yeah. Yeah, this is going to be rough for him for sure. So X is going to get it back in, and unless there's anybody there, he just needs to defend 1%. There it is. It's not going to be happening just yet, as it's taken away by Uncool. I don't even want to go away from the Soul Carrier right now, but looks like it's not a decision I'll have to make, as Turbo will be taking that first round.
Yeah, a lot of back and forth there between the two teams. A little hard to see either side really having an advantage at this point, although Turbo obviously has, you know, they got to win that round. But it's just in terms of, you know, the feel of how the match is going, I don't feel like any team is, you know, for sure. It's very much in the balance, you know, so it's a little bit of adjustments, and, you know, maybe We Don't Play Sacrifice starts to look like they do play Sacrifice and get a win.
It wasn't the worst round we've seen today, but yeah, I mean, there's a lot that you just don't have if your team hasn't played together a lot, you know, done the scrims, done the practice, gotten to know each other, you know, find out each other's favorite color. You just don't get those things if you just throw a team together, but, you know, it's still a ton of fun. All right, so Lava is going to be making the play here for point A. He's like, you have the soul. I'm busy taking away armor. Meanwhile, X is like, really? I've got literally everybody trying to kill me. He's able to get it back in at the very least. And the shots are going good. He's looking to come back around the corner to take down this Sorlag. It's not going to happen. We've got MavLP making a nice 2-for-1 on the LG, and that should take the soul away. Now, X actually gets a great spawn to defend his own base here.
Oh, nice slipgate by Pineapple.
Yeah.
I'm a little disappointed Mav didn't go with the slash. I would have really liked to see slash on, you know,
especially in
blowing up some
Sacrifice is entirely useful. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
All right, but there's the
and
flood.
he's really good with the crouch slide too.
Absolutely. And we saw great usage of it last night in Duel, and I thought if anywhere we're not going to see it in Duel, we're going to see it in Sacrifice, but he's made his mark here and made up his mind. But I'm cool. Now defending the pillar, doing a ton of damage as a clutch. Good rocket play there. But here comes the play through the side door once again. This is going to be one Anarchy, but that's enough to take down the clutch. Is it enough to take away the soul? Not just yet. 20 seconds to the item here, and I'm Cool's going to be spawning a little bit further away this time. He's got a teammate ready to come back in to defend it. But nobody is really doing a good job of taking the soul off of that obelisk. I mean, we're at 50%, and you can see, I mean, 2 players are gone from there. 2 other players are kind of stuck by the side, but they've been able to hold down the soul in that obelisk for an undue amount of time. But here comes the power-up. It's going to be all on it, yeah.
Nice. Nice. Just, again, the rotation. You can see the teamwork. It really worked. They were in good defensive position on their obelisk, and then, you know, hey, it's power-up time. They all came off together and established position there. Really nice, even though they ended up, ooh, my goodness.
All right, so Lava's ready here. He's got two teammates coming from the side door. He's got Rail up on the quad. He's got Tribal and Nail Gun, but he's going to try to make it back out of here now. He's got the last little bit of that quad rail, and he's going to make good use of it there. Oh, he runs out just at the wrong time, and that just becomes a rail to do the damage, but not quite to save his life. Riggs trying to bring it back home. We have 0% on We Don't Play Sac here just at the moment, but Riggs has got to toss it back in. Yeah, there you go. There you go. That's good.
Yeah, great. I mean, great start. I mean, they had defense the whole way through. Remember, I was commenting at the beginning of last round. If you start all the way through with control and throughout that power up, I mean, look, it's pretty much a wrap at that point. It's really hard to come back. Yeah. You know, being down, you know, 70% plus, you know, to nothing. I mean, it just takes a total shift of momentum, and getting everything, having some things go your way, and getting the power ups. This is really tough to put yourself in that position.
Absolutely, but with only 11% left to go, we still have yet to see We Don't Play Sac make a solid attack here on the pillar. I mean, there's been a lot of situations where, again, you don't see Turbo in a great positional or defensible position. Positional defense? Yeah, one of those two. Maybe some combination of them. But we're still seeing Witchcraft with the soul running out of here, only 13 health. It's going to take a long time for him to get back over to base, and he's going to be catching a lot of flack along the way. Can't even get to that armor. It's going to be bounced off. It's going to be thrown. And victory for Turbo is going to be delayed for just a moment. It might be I Am Cool getting that marathon play over there. Better start playing Chariots of Fire in your head, because here comes I'm Cool to get the last 2% in, and where is everybody else? Well, there's a quad right behind him, able to take him down and potentially taking the soul away. It's MavLP with the machine gun, and what else does he need when he has a quad? He has taken down everybody. Well, that leaves him at 13 health, and he just knows that everybody's going to be spawning in front of him, and it's going to be a problem. Yeah, he cannot go around that corner. Way too dangerous. Yikes. And I'm Cool going, all right, maybe this time. take two. And the rockets are just strong enough to make it happen. So there's Burial Chamber going over to Turbo.
You know, talented rosters on both sides.
Yeah.
And it's just interesting, you know, you see the teamwork on Turbo versus, you know, the team who's, you know, just having some fun. You can tell they'll need some work on their cohesion and whatever strategies they had. It seemed like Turbo really locked it in there. They had a guy on each jump pad, you know, at the upper area of their obelisk, you know, shooting the jump pad, just covering the, you know, that area, and, you know, really kept the opponent from getting anything going in round 2. So good job by Turbo.
Absolutely, and I think if we see We Don't Play Sac play some more Sac together as a team, they could go really far. But you know, the last qualifier available might not be the best time to make that happen. But again, you have a situation where you have a lot of players who are already playing. They go, why not? What is there to lose? Everything to win.
Look, you can use it as a team growing experience. There'll be more tournaments and more chances for you to shine. So, you know, just get in there and, you know, throw your hat in the arena. You know, get some matches under your belt, some wins, some losses, what have you. And you learn along the way. So they have a talented roster too, and it's not over yet. They can still come back in map 2. So see how they do.
All right, we're gonna be going over to Ruins of Sarnath by the look of it here, as you get ready for map 2. And after this, we will indeed have the Rainbows versus, who are they playing? It was going to be When in Doubt, Gauntlet Out. That should be a fantastic match.
There.
Yeah. All right, here we go. So yeah, Ruins of Sarnath, I mean, ostensibly one of the first maps made for Quake Champions. It was the one that we saw debut at QuakeCon with the first iteration of the Sacrifice game type. And even though it's been sort of molded around all of these game types, I think it's still one of the best maps for Duel, and one of the most difficult maps to play cleanly for Sacrifice, which is not a slight against it. I really do love it, but there's a lot of things you need to do to make sure that you're getting these clean grabs of the soul and getting it back to base without getting caught at railgun, without getting caught on the staircase, without getting caught at rocket launcher.
Yeah, so many areas, as you just mentioned, just get shot from, and the pathways where the visibility is, I mean, you can really just see. It's so many areas of this map, and you think you're safe, and you know, you get around one corner only to end up in a long hallway, somebody else sitting there with a railgun. So yeah, you just got to be really careful and work with your teammates. That's what your team is there for, right? To help run interference and body block and make those shots more difficult.
But as we saw last game, as more teams realize that it is viable to cut from one lane to the other and kind of change the movement and make sure that they've got teammates in front of them on the way back over to base, it certainly does help out a lot.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I really like when players on teams, because there are these pathways, these common areas that people like to group through, and they just kind of block up that area with some rockets and turn around, you know, a little clutch play and stuff with the shield. So,
all right, so as we start here, we're back on our man Riggs. I don't hate that at all. He's making some really good nail gun frags here so far, holding down the rocket launcher area, which is an interesting idea if you can prevent that spam damage down to your teammates as the soul comes up. But that still means that the soul is going to be back over to point B for Turbo.
Good start, picking up right where they left off.
All right, here comes Witchcraft. Ready to draw a magic circle around everybody as that Anarchy, but X is going to find him, take him down, and as his own Anarchy, bring it back safely to point B. So Turbo's certainly going Turbo mode right now, making sure that they're getting some clean points at the very beginning of this. But X might be caught in a bad spot here for the moment. Witchcraft once again sneaking in, almost getting out. But that means it's going to be a messy fight here.
Yeah, really tough. Again, I really like this side for defending. I mean, just a little more cover in areas where you can be sneakier about defense, and it doesn't allow for easy shots, you know, as these guys are trying to advance in.
so Riggs able to get another one under his belt there as the Soul's still kind of in contest. Pineapple will be able to toss it back over, and that should be a clean grab by X to start the points rolling their way once again. We have 3 players coming up the jump pad. Really saying the whole team through LG is not a strategy I've seen so far. Let's see how it plays off, Cotton. Or pays off. Or one of those two. Or some combination thereof.
Well,
oh, jeez.
You know, you just hope they're not all sitting there guarding that jump pad.
It kind of looked that way. I mean, immediately after they all came up there, you saw the frag counters go up, and it was all blue all the way. Oh, I'm cool getting a ton of frags here. I mean, he's still lagging out with the quad, but my God. And that Spit is going to be having the last laugh there.
Pineapple really low with quad.
Yeah, he's still looking to do some damage, but he doesn't really have any room for it. All right, so that quad's going to be sitting down there, getting a little bit dusty for the moment as Mav will be taking it back. He's looking for the Soul, he's looking for the fight, he's looking for a target to use his squad on. He's happy to find Pineapple, and he's finally going to have the pickup of the Soul, getting, oh my God, 4 frags there. But everybody will be spawning back up in mid-map. MG says could be a big problem for him, but they're finally going to get some points on the board here for We Don't Play Sac.
And down though, 56% to 0 by the time they got a cap over here. To be really, again, it's just really hard as we've seen. We saw it come back earlier, and we saw what a struggle it was though, even though they were successful. I mean, it was in the balance a lot of times, and so you just need some things to go your way, and you just gotta make sure they get this next power up in a minute. Good defense and power up. It's gotta like a mantra. You need to chant it to your teammates. It's good defense and good power ups.
Well, they've got 50 seconds to just enjoy the obelisk by itself in play. And Mav, even though he's weak, he's doing a lot of good positional play, he's doing a lot of good rails, but it's not going to take much to break through his own personal line of defense. And look at this, X, within 2-3 seconds, is back over to obelisk B. I mean, he was actually, Mav was in a great position. If he had a bit more health, if he had a bit more stack, he could have held down that hallway for a much longer time.
Yeah, but as we've seen with other teams, where's the communication? Where's the teammates rallying to his position, right? I mean, as we've seen with some other games, I mean, some teams are really on that coordination and communication. Like, you just can't seem to get anywhere with the Soul without them just 4 guys on you.
That was a double frag with the Dire Orb, by the way. Oh, that explosion is brutal. All right, so 25% left to go for the first round here for Turbo. And I'm Cool is staying cool, getting a few of these 25 pickups, making sure he's going to be not quite railable coming into this next fight. Let me find out who's on the power-up here. It's going to be Mav getting the grab for the protection and getting passed off from his teammate. Good. And I like this rocket jump. This is going to be good stuff. 66 health. Plenty of time to get back over there. That rail's going to slow him down a little bit, but not enough to prevent the grab over to the obelisk.
A big steal there, approaching 90%. I mean, they just need anything. Again, not impossible, just very difficult.
Nice work out of Mav, but once again, he's pretty low here. He's thinking, oh man, if I just had some health, if I just had some armor, I could make this entire... Oh, he's got the complete drop on that clutch, and it just didn't go his way.
Your team has the Soul.
Oh, right into an LG. That
yeah.
Jump.
All right, so there's Witchcraft. And every time we see him, I mean, he's going to be a pretty weak Anarchy trying to find a good route. And if he had a little bit more interference from the rest of his team, I think he would be making it over much more consistently. But he made it that time, and they're starting to pick up some more points. It's still 11% for Turbo to go. But We Don't Play Sac is starting to tie back up. Yeah.
As long as they can keep it on their end. I mean, obviously there's going to be some scrums here and there. Honestly, like, this is dangerous. Anytime they let that happen, I mean, they just can't afford to let that happen at this point, especially with another power-up being up.
Woof. It's going to be a huge attack, and everybody's in on it. And Riggs is going to be spawning into kind of a poor place to do anything about it. That spawn doesn't really give you any weapons easily either. So Witchcraft, if he stays up top, doesn't drop down, he could have a route, but no, he's going to be taking all sorts of machine gun and LG in the back as X is coming back in for the response, which has sort of been the theme so far. Witchcraft is able to get away with the Soul, but X is on the rebound.
Yep, good first round for them. You know, We Don't Play Sacrifice. Made a decent comeback there, tried to get things going, but it just seems like Turbo is on a groove here, starting from the previous map. It just seems like they're putting in the better consistent work. You know, the consistency is there for them.
Yeah.
And you can just see it over the course of the match right now. I'd be really surprised if they aren't able to close it out in this match.
We're going to be following X out of the gate here. It's going to be everybody on We Don't Play Sac over by rocket launcher and above the eyeball. Which means that, yeah, Rail's actually going to be pretty defendable for these guys, but it's going to mean it's a it's a toss-up as the soul spawns up. It's going to be I'm Cool getting the grab, taking it over to B by the look of it. There we go. Nice. Oh, I'm Cool taken down, but he certainly did his job there.
Yeah, that's the sight you want, even if you lose it right away. I mean, it just seems like, I mean, it doesn't seem like it's obvious. It's a favorite choice of these teams,
yeah.
I mean, and it's just for a good reason. You can see the position they're setting up to defend. Just the other areas is far more open.
Yeah, you can throw out the rails, but you're going to eat them just as much. But over on B, if you can get set up with 2 players on a railgun, you have some really good angles you can exploit. But X is going to be back on the Soul, and man, his routing is just so good here. I think it's been one of the bigger problems for We Don't Play Sac is that catching X has just been completely impossible. All right. X getting taken on down by Witchcraft, which means we might see Witchcraft get away with the steal on the Soul. Not going to happen just yet, though. There it is, finally. He's going to be weak. He's getting the toss. Nice rail against Pineapple, but it's going to be traded off in kind. X tossing it back up there, putting it right back where it belongs.
Another good start. Turbo again, 17% to 0. It's always nice. It's can't get it. It's always a good start. Just mentally, it just gets your team going in the right direction.
Right now, Riggs has got to be thinking, all right, I've got Mega. I don't have any weapons. Quadra protection's coming up here pretty soon. It'd be really great if I could get something out of it. Really well-timed spit. Holy crap. Witchcraft has got to be calling foul play at that point. But there's the power-up, and it's going to be X on the quad. Can he avoid the Scale Bear? Yes, he can. He cannot avoid the shotgun from Witchcraft. So now Witchcraft on the quad, ready to go to town, but I'm Cool takes him down.
Enemy has the quad.
Big quad control there. Plus the Mega, so they got a clutch coming back to defend. His shield is up.
Oh, quad nail gun is absolutely nasty. It's a Gatling rail. Jeez.
It's a darn steak gun. I mean, that thing shoots huge nails.
All of our Amish viewers are drooling, I'm sure. All right, so as we move back over to Soul Land here, it's going to be Riggs plopping it down in Obelisk B. And we have yet to see any points coming out of We Don't Play Sac here. This is their last chance to stay in the map, last chance to stay in the series. But so far, I mean, we are seeing a lot of steals coming out of We Don't Play Sac. Their aggression is certainly paying off for getting the grabs, but their defense isn't quite there.
Yeah, it's one thing to grab the Soul and get it out of there and throw it. It's another thing to have your team in a position to defend and and be able to hold it. I mean, you can just see the teams that have really worked on their plan. Once we get it back, what's the plan? Or when you die, what's your plan? When you respawn, where do you go next? Where does your team regroup? Or it's the only things you can work on in practice. It really is.
Yeah.
You can see Turbo's really prepared right now, and as we mentioned before, we've seen these guys play. Lava, Mav. We've seen all these guys in Duel, and they're all talented in their own right. Everybody we're seeing here, so yeah. It's all about who's working together better.
And so far, Riggs is just making so many consistent shots here. He's on a little bit of a run himself. He's looking for Scale Bear out of the teleporter, and he's finding them. He's getting a lot of really good information right now, and that's keeping the base pretty clean. We got to hand it to Witchcraft, though. He is consistently able to sneak in and at least get a pickup of the Soul, and it's only at that point they realize he's even there.
Forgot about the power-up, though, here. There was, like, nobody there. Two Elite just got it for free.
All right. So final 12% here, but 2 Elite is trying to walk this in. It's going to get it just for a moment, but where's the backup for him? He's got a few players here, but he's got to really watch out for that shielded clutch with the gauntlet out. I'm Cool getting the grab and immediately tossing it over. There was no delay there, but there's Witchcraft to bring it back home and milk a few more points out of this Soul.
A little error there by Turbo. They would have had a team presence and somehow secured that the protection there. This would be over right now. But they gave him life. They have life now.
Yeah.
There's a chance. There is a chance.
I hate saying that, though, because you know that's exactly where things start to go downhill for him, so I try not to jinx him. Now, you might have better luck with them. It's just been my my personal curse over the years. But
I mean,
maybe you do have something there. I mean, 41%, and they're still on a roll here. Witchcraft, for the first time in a long time, actually gets to focus on the defense instead of just constantly running for the soul, and we're seeing it pay off for him here. We have Riggs getting a bit of a steal here with 30 seconds before the next time, potentially last power-up, and Pineapple's going to be taking a slower way back over to Obelisk B. But he's immediately taking a lot of damage here. He's going to be put in a corner, and he's got some great rails, but we should see the soul trade hands here pretty soon.
Power-up spawn in 15 seconds.
And they need the steal and the power-up. Good nail gun work.
All right, but there it is. Turbo will be taking the map and taking the series. GG's called out, and Turbo will be moving forward in the top 4. We will be seeing them in Burbank.
Yep, still a little more consistent work. I mean, you can tell they were, had a plan and they stuck to it. So, good job to Turbo. I'm Cool definitely had a Mick Cool there had a good game there. 34 and 22. Very nice. On a clutch.
All right. Good game. Yeah, that was fantastic stuff. And a good showing from players who, at least, of their own regard, don't play much Sacrifice, but they played solidly. They actually had more coordination than you would have thought. I mean, Witchcraft was constantly there. He was always finding a way in. And earlier, when Sacrifice first came out, I was thinking, oh, well, if you're running an Anarchy, and because you have to wait on the Obelisk for such a long time, do you even have the chance to play those sneaky plays and get in and grab the soul away when nobody's looking? Witchcraft is showing you absolutely can.
Yeah, and I give them a lot of credit for throwing their hats in the arena and playing the way they did, and they played okay. I mean, they had their moments. You could see they had some moments there where things started to go their way, but again, the consistency that only practice and time can bring, and that, hey, stick with it, guys. I mean, they're all talented, and just you got to do some tweaking. You got to work at it.
Yeah.
I mean, especially team play. I wonder, because it's one thing to duel. You only have to worry about yourself, right? It's you, your opponent, the map. But team play is a whole other animal. You can be the greatest individual player in the world, and sometimes you got to work with your teammates. It's just not all about you there, and the compromises that need to be made with your own play style to benefit the team. So.
Right. And
Which
that's something that comes with practice. It's something that comes with time, but as MavLP just admitted in chat, it's the first time he's ever played Sacrifice, so, it's a good time to do it. I mean, you're going to get streamed, you're going to have a lot of critics, but, yeah, it's good stuff to see from them for sure.
And, if I would just chat back, where was the Slash? We wanted Slash. Everybody came to. We wanted to see Slash.
That's the one thing we can't forgive Mav for is no Slash. Yeah.
Yeah, no Slash. I'm very disappointed because he's so good at it. And like I said, I'm horrible with Slash, so I like to watch other people zoom around with her.
Well, I'm glad you do, because we have one more match here. It's going to be the Rain Bros and Gauntlets out here. And I'm really excited to see them. Rain Bros has a long history in Quake Live Capture the Flag. They've been at QuakeCons, they've placed before, they've had a lot of really good runs, and of course coming into a new game, there's a lot to play for, there's a lot to prove. And I know they haven't had all of the opportunity to practice this mode, this game, in the past few weeks, but they have played together a lot in other titles, so we're going to have to see how it goes for them.
It does matter, even other titles, just, again, team cohesion.
Right.
You just get used to each other and various play styles and the decisions they generally make. Some people are more aggressive, others conservative, and you just start to understand your teammates really well over time.
Absolutely. So as these guys get slotted in here, we'll be taking a quick breather, but don't go away because we've got the conclusion for the second qualifier of the Quake World Championships, Sacrifice, North America, etc., etc., etc. Catch you in a minute.